Schauen wir uns mal schön auf Gestern mit allen nicht mehr so gut was wir wahrscheinlich schreiben wir jetzt zurück. Ich muss sagen nicht mal Benjamin der Bietzrock. So ist ja allein. Ein Jahr sagt von der Schiebe. Benjamin Paula von der Woche. He once told me, said a share in your vomits, if you looked at a share in your vomits, so the young so I went over to him, I said to him in Biskerov steht nicht da. Hat er mir der Hesse rein, der Biskerov ist mir heute gelernt lernen. Jetzt kann ich schon sagen allein. That was his answer. So that's him. Whatever I say, everybody says it really comes from the Shiva, because the derech limit that I got was from the Shiva. So whatever you hear from me, but what's good is from him. What's not good is from me. But like upon him is alles came from the Shiva. That's his derech limit was an interesting derech limit, but he was mekabel mostly from the Biskarov, and that's how he said, oh, but he had a different way as well. That's what he said. He comes to the Alain. That's what he said. So he sometimes went off the derech. All right. So Lama Zunga Zayna, but he said this halacha that we're learning, whether there's a mitzvah to be mekadosh, the Ma'aser Sheni, with dafke bosa shlomim and not bosa shlomim. And this the Chavetz and the Moshe learns like that. And we saw from the Dov Salvation, he brings the Chazei David and the Sifri Demeirav, he makes a machlokes in the Sifri. If it's a mitzvah, not to make a mitzvah, but our Gemara here is mashma that it is a mitzvah. You see, they bring here in Menachos, Daf Mem Pei Aleph, bring to do from the Kiyyah Sefer, Kosev Atam Adova Shalocha B'Yidenu, She'ein Kedusha Chal Al Kedusha. As if the Kiyyah Sefer the Charishan, and he said there's no Kedusha Chal Al Kedusha. So everybody says, how can you take Ma'aser Sheni and buy with it Shlomim? It's like a Kedusha of a Kedusha. K'moshe Dosha b'Gemara b'Bechor it's that Vav and Beit Kedusha is Oile Eini Yechoyle Lochel Al Kedusha B'Chor Rak Shekoine Behem L'Shlomim Chitcha Atoyre Shechala Lo Kedusha Shlomim. So it's Mechadish Ador Apesiyot Do Kemiyot Rei Oid Bo Semeach Shekoseh Shachason Hu Mitzad She'eine Bailem Al HaMa'aser Sheni L'Akdisha. It's a Kodesh already. What do you mean Magdish now for Shlomim? It already has a Kedusha. Raka shekoine behem l'shlomim ha'toira hu shekdishoseh. That's a word from the Sameach. The Torah is magdishit, because the Torah said that you have to take the Ma'aser Sheni geld and use it for shlomim. So we arbetes, Ma'aser Sheni kodesh, we can make noch a kedusha. Min asvara, that's what the kid is saying, we can this machen. Comes again to Sameach, and oh, the Torah is mekadosh gewesen. So with them, oh, didn't nether, not a nether. So the Ma'aser the Chagamora Mefureshes in Bechoros, by Bechoros the Kedusha Merechem. But it's mitzvah like Disha, right? Mitzvah like Disha. The ganze world is busy. How can you be magdish something very Kodesh? This is shown like Kedusha. How do you make another Kedusha on top of the Kedusha? Ain't Kedusha, Chalal Kedusha. You can't one Kedusha, can't be Chal another Kedusha. Right? So we have this. Huh? What? Okay, you might have something, but it's not. Both of them are kochim. You take the bechor, you put on shlomim, right? The Ma'aser Sheni, by the kochim kalim. You're not moist of anything. So this is either by bechor, mashallah about the pshar and bechor. How can you take a kedusha from bechor and noch a kedusha? How's it possible? So I saw in the Rambam, Perek Aleph Halacha Daled. You felt that I was over mefurish in the Rambam, but my chavusa Benjamin read it. He's arguing with me, but ich hatte es auf meine. So steht da so. Mitzvah lahagdish b'chor behem tohire v'yoyim mahareze kodesh. And I'm atigdish Hashem lekecha. That's the Gemara in Bechoros, that you have to be magdish it, even though it's very kodesh mirechem. That's the Gemara. Mitzvah like this shoy. So don't bring the he brings over here on the back the mefteach from the Achiezer. Du mavui the ho rak amira when it toys of kedushas peh ולפיכך להבא דובר נודד. There's a machlokes in the Gemara, it's a dover noded, it's not a dover noded, Shamal Geretzefin. But Akaponim, he's quoting the Achiezer. I looked at it quickly this morning. I don't think it says exactly like that, but Akaponim, Sefer Mater, I said, Chaim quotes the Sefer Mater. Chaim Knevsky, almost Sefer Mater. So Chaim quotes it, that, he gives it a stamp of an approval. So look that you're not moist of Kedusha, it's only Amir Balma. Mitzvah l'hagdish b'chol b'hem to'ir v'yom harei kodesh shenema aktiv Hashem hakecha. So the Mafteach, as an Achiezer steht, that man going to shmoisim. Man sagt no harei kodesh. What does that mean? Say harei kodesh, you're not moist. What's it? That's Stama Azugach, it's a Pisgum. Harei kodesh, what? Yeah, but it's a mitzvah in the Torah. Mitzvah l'hagdish b'chol b'hem. That's every Shabbos. So we read all the Matzach more wegen the Pritzadik. Look, the Amadaf Machen Kiddush, it's Kodesh Me'edav. So he has the guys, look, has to get up place of Shabbos. But Akaponim, Kedusha and Kedusha, look at the Stama Kedusha. So, but look over here what the Rambam says after that. Look, the Rambam, Im lo yigdisha, the Shechanish in the Gemara. This is no Gemara. This is the Rambam Me'atzmeh, that is the Chayra. Im lo yigdisha, harezim iskadish me'elov, v'kidishosem me'rechem. You're not Magd, you have a mitzvah to be Mekadosh. Very fine. And if you're not Mekadosh, then it's Kedusha. What do you mean? It's Kedusha Merachem, and it's a mitzvah to Mekadosh. The behem is born, has a Kedusha B'chor, Merachem, but still it's a mitzvah to Mekadosh. What is the mitzvah to Mekadosh? This is showing the belt is tumbling with this. What that means, what does it do? Showing. But the Ram is a tip sandwich. And if you want Mekadosh, you didn't do the mitzvah that you're supposed to be Mekadosh Me'atzmai, Yamot is Mekudesh Mirachemu. What does that mean? So it means, I don't know what it means, but I'll tell you what it says. Which they do, that when is the Kedusha Mirachem? If you're not Mekadosh it. If you are Mekadosh it, then it's not Mekudesh Mirachem. So it's Mekan Lahabel Mafreya. If you're doing it now, so then there's no Kedusha Mirachem, then it's your Kedusha. And if not, then the Kedusha is Mirachem. That's state. So Mele, this could be also this is Pshat and Inzer Gemara. What's the Tumla in Inzer Gemara? The Tumla in Inzer Gemara is you take a Ma'aser Sheni, and with this Ma'aser Sheni now you're going in Mekadosh Shlom. So there was the Kasha. We can Mekadosh Shlomim if it's a very Kodesh Kedusha Ma'aser Sheni. What's the Oivgetam with the Kedusha? So like the Kiri say, but they can't work. You can't do one on top of the other one, right? So the other it brings other on the Harambam. He's saying over here that what you're doing here is you're making now from the Kedusha's Ma'aser Sheni, Kedusha Shlomim, and the Pshat is why can't you do it? Why can't you do it? You have no bailus. You have no bailus to do another Kedusha, the Kodesh Me'edav. But the Baal is not Kedusha Shlomim, Shlomim has other Kedushas to it. The Kedusha is Kabbonis. Ma'aser Sheni doesn't have a Kedusha from his Be'er, Kedusha from his Be'er. So the Kedusha that you can take now, and you have to buy it in either Yishnai. That's the Kedusha that it has. Kedusha is Shlomim, you take the money, you buy with a Shlomim, and the Toysik of Allah HaKedusha, it's Kedusha Mizbeach. It's not the same thing. It's not Pesandit. You're saying that it's what? Yeah, something like that, but it's an Ayazach. The Kedusha Mizbeach. This stuff market on the Mizbeach. My friend Björnson, Rebbe Björnson, is saying, the Shtag, everything good. So he has a Sefer on B'choris, and he wrote that was done by Behema, as I mind, Kedusha B'chor, before you Mekadosh it, it's not a Kedusha. But it's Kedusha Mizbeach. It's like a Bedek Abayis. It does not mean Kedusha. Huh? What? What?
Yeah, but what? What is it? What kind of Kedusha?
So Kedusha is like a Bedek Abayis. And Nishkan Kedusha was like Kedusha Mizbeach. Now you come Mekadosh it, so like Kedusha Hashem, Kedusha Hashem. Okay. Kaponim.
In other words,
you can raise it up. Yeah. But I think the Rambam is saying much stronger than Kedusha. He's saying that the pshat is that it's not kedusha me'elov only if you didn't do anything. If you do it, then it's kedusha. That's your kedusha, not kedusha. So I called him. He's not doesn't know out so often, but I called him. I said to him, "What's the Rambam?" He told me right away. He knows about the Rambam. But I upon him, this is this is there. And over here, when the Torah, if you learn pshat is, the Torah tells you that you have to do it. So maybe the likshan in the kedusha. Ma'aser Sheni that there has to be a kedusha on the Shlomim. That's the koyfim name of Shlomim.
One said it's Cheps and Garbage.
So you touch the Gemara. The Gemara says in Dorim Daf Yud Gimel, the Gemara has a machlokes if it's this is a davar another, davar another, or davar also. In other words, is Bukhar the fact that the Bukhar has already kedusha? Is that considered a davar another, davar also? What is a davar another, davar also? It means that you could make a neder on something matvis beneder on something which is davar another, meaning something which is not also. If it's also already, you can't be matvis beneder. So if about this is something that you're moisted the kedusha on it, so that comes from you. If that comes from you, that's considered a davar another. So you can be matvis the kedusha. But if the kedusha comes min shemayim, it's considered a davar also. Davar also, you can't be matvis kedusha. So the Gemara makes this nafkamina, but it's also machlekes in the Gemara Yaakov and Yehuda. That's really what the Aches is going into, and he makes the nafkamina for Hoda Yaakov, Hoda Yehuda. It's called a davar another, davar also. The kedusha comes from you, it comes from Shemayim. Let's get to that and there's that. But the Rambam, where the Rambam is, I have to see the shtims, the Rambam is talking, but the Rambam is saying that you mekadesh it completely if you do it, and then there's no kedusha mirechem. So kum tuchais says bait is a davar another, nishkan davar also. As they kum tuchais. Okay, Zach. What?
Take off from
What?
imagine you can take off.
You can be shoyl. Very good. That's right. If it's a davar another, you can be shoyl, and if it's not a davar another, you can't be shoyl. So that would be an afkamina. Guys, an afkamina if you could be shoyl and not. And by truma, by the way, just to this. What about this kedusha? You be shoyl on this kedusha. You can't be because it's kedusha mirechem. So automatically defaults to kedusha mirechem. So that's why you can't do it. But otherwise, you could. By truma, the Santa Zad, there's a Taisus in I'm mentioning the film Taisus in the Durham. Taisus said, "Pashas Yilam Shat, Lebi Chalmo the land, until I saw this Taisus. Taisus truma is something which you make. You have something that grows, it's tevel. Now you're making mafish truma. So you, what are you doing when you mafish truma? You're making truma, right? So if you're making the truma, you can be shoyl on it, take off the truma with shayla, right? Stay dort in Taisus, and also in the Durham. No, it's not considered a davar another. It's not considered a davar another because the truma is be'etzem here in the reason why there's tevel. Why is it tevel? But likshan dot truma. That's the pshat. Lik dot in the truma. Nish suffix. Lik dot in the truma is what asking you to eat it is the truma. When you're mafresh it, you're not mafresh the truma. You're mafresh the shrine. They stay dot in the Taisus and Yud Gimel. Yeah, remember? Yeah, so that's I guess a chiddush. So maybe that blibes allemal the truma bleibt nicht kein davar another because you're not making the truma. The truma is me'elav. That comes already davar also. And what you're doing, you're making the shirayim. So this is when in them. Okay, but just one more thing here before we go back to we bring here the Rambam the Pirush and Mishnayos. Nois ma'aser sheni mute liknas behema lebosatayva. It's mutter. So he's learning the Rambam here in the Pirush Mishnayos. You know, Ma'aser Sheni Paskin it's moment had you too. But he says mutter liknas behema lebosatayva. You can buy whatever you want. Babako batzayin. Aval asruhu v'amru also liknas behema b'mois Ma'aser Sheni el l'shlamim. Chum. Ma'aser is the Rabbanon. Then I'm reading in Bebraisa. This is the Ma'aser we learn the Gemara soon. B'shoino yo eloichem behema lebosatayva umavrichin oisay me'al gabe hamizbeach. What happened was it's mutter to bosatayva. So that's what everybody did. What's up with machizan kabon shlom? Somebody has a lot of ma'aser sheni that bringing else converted into shlom. No, they did it for bosatayva. Umavrichin oisay me'al gabe hamizbeach. Chazru loima kum dechachamim lo yichu. Don't do it. Ma'asham bekan. So it's umavrichin me'al gabe hamizbeach. Look, this is another Rambam. Al kapon we stayed in the Pirush Mishnayos in the Rambam. The ganze mitzvah to make it shlomim, that's like the Rabban dikazach. That's not that. Masham and mekan kimishu kon achayah lezifrei shlomim. Ze also kekov me'ene boel min achayah l'mayim Hashem yizborach min abokim min atzoyin mishikne behem lebosat taivu who gam kein also. That's only the Rabban. This is the Rambam Shitta. Mashen kein. We'll see that the other ones hold is the Plei Moshe. But Al Kaponim, he has a rayis that it's not like that. And he says that it's only it's not the rayis. The mitzvah is to buy from him. So the rayis take a mitzvah and ishken the rabban. Okay, now let's again into the Gemara. Avches. The busy over here, let's go over this again. The Mishnah in Pei Aleph says in Menachos that for a toida, to buy a toida, you could use chitim for Ma'aser Sheni, but not the chitim for Ma'aser Sheni, which was purchased with the Mois Ma'aser Sheni. They state in the Mishnah. Umasniten on the bottom of the Chesam and Aleph, Amar Rabbi Yosi, Hakal Ilim Milayin Ani in Madinan, the Machlek is Zidi and Rabbi Yosi. When you buy Shlomim, is the pshat is the Ma'aser Sheni goes away, or it's buy Shlomim and Ma'aser Sheni together. So Zidi says that Loichal Ma'aser Sheni al Mareh v'loitzim yichayich al Achila. Liki Chasai, when you buy with it a Shlomim, Poka Mimenu Kedushas Ma'aser. As I use it, the kedusha might. Why? Because he holds as a shaitan kiyeh sefer. One kedusha can't be chal another kedusha. As I hold zira, and Rabbi Yosi argues, and he says no. So he holds fakets. The mitzvah to buy non le'avina mina kene elo lo yitira toira lika b'kesem ma'aser elo shlomim bavad. The mitzvah is to buy only shlomim bavad. So the Rambam is not learning like this. Doesn't pass like Rabbi Yosi. The Chayy is going to pass like zira, but al kaponim. There's Machlekes Rabbi Yosi and Zira. Now Rabbi Yosi comes and brings an ayah from the Mishnah in Menachos Pei Aleph as his Baplukta like Zira, and the Chayy is going to concede the point. Kalinim Milayin Anim and Masis Masad Zira. As well as Lo Yevi Odom Amid Beis. That's on top. Amid Beis. Lo Yevi Mechite Ma'aser Sheni Elo Mimoyis Ma'aser Sheni. You're only allowed to purchase from Chite Ma'aser Sheni, Elim Mois Ma'aser Sheni. Such chitim which were purchased with money of Ma'aser Sheni, but not Ma'aser Sheni, chitim for Ma'aser Sheni alone. That's as I state in the Mishnah. Fragt the Gemara, fragt the Yerushalmי, Ma bein chitim and Ma bein Mois. What's the nafkamina? What's up is chitim yov for Ma'aser Sheni, but Mois for chitim does nicht. Elim b'likichosai, Pokei mimenu kedushas Ma'aser. When you come with the money and you're buying now Shlomim, so Zuk Zira, that goes away, the Kedushas Ma'aser, but the Kedushas Ma'aser Sheni goes away, that's why it can be called the Kedushas of the Korban. So yes, I do want to use these chitim for a toida. It's like the same thing like a Shlomim. So how does it work? It's only with Poka. It can't be a Kedushas Ma'aser Sheni to be called Kedushas Lechme Toida. Those two things can't work. So the reason why the Mishnah says, even though it doesn't give me a time, Zuki has the Gemara of Yosi. The time of the Mishnah is why you could only use Mois Ma'aser Sheni, because with Mois Ma'aser Sheni, when you buy with it Shlomim, it's Poka Kedusha. Ma'aser Sheni Ma'aser Sheni itself is not Poka Kedusha. So not Poka, ain't Kedusha Chala Kedusha. This is the pshat in the Gemara. Omer Rav Chanina Kumi Rav Mona, Vekter Akasha. V'yevi min achitten hatruma lekoyen. Lachmei Toida is two things. Some of it goes to the 10% goes to 10 challahs that goes to the Bailam. The rest goes to the Kohen. So I fragt, what does it say in the Mishnah that you can't use it for what? If it's Mois, it's only something that was purchased with the Mois Ma'aser Sheni, but actual chitim for Ma'aser Sheni, you can't do it for what's nisht. But Yevi, if somebody has chitim that he brought all the way from home and he brought it now to Yerushalmi, and the chitim now chitim for Ma'aser Sheni, and you tell me that you can't do it because it's not something which comes from the Mois Ma'aser Sheni, so the Kedusha Ma'aser Sheni doesn't go away. Why not? You have chitim in Atruma the Kohen, v'asha l'baylam. Mipnei ma eini meivi. Look at the Moshe. What's made this? Ma bein chitim bein Mois. Ela kochem mishum l'kich is dovim mi Mois Ma'aser Sheni poket yishosei Ma'aser Mena. As I halter zira, but the Kedusha goes away. So Mela now it's open for Lachmei Toida. Hilke mechite Ma'aser Sheni, which was not the Mois Ma'aser Sheni, it's actual chite for Ma'aser Sheni. Lo yovi, favor, the ain't Kedushas Lachmei Toida, chal a Kedushas Ma'aser Sheni. One Kedusha can't be chal on the other one. They shouldn't kill you safe, that's how he's learning. Ava mechite Shenukhu Mois Ma'aser Sheni, halt of Chaziri, that the Kedusha of the Ma'aser Sheni went away. The fish pokem man Kedushas Ma'aser Sheni. That's why you can buy with it Lachmei Toida. Feite Gemara v'yevi min achitin shel Ma'aser Sheni. What about the chitin from the Ma'aser Sheni itself? With Shaitan Mishnah Mekan Nish, Pavos Nish, and a gam kain lachila hein, shatrume mihalechem lekoyin necheles. The truma from the Lachmei Toida, part of it goes to the koyin, and that's necheles. Vashan nechel lebaylim, because it's not wholesome liel. Umekulan hoyu noitul echad me'asar truma shenema. It takes 1/10, 10 chalas. V'hikim mimenu echem mikol kobim truma l'Hashem lakoyin hazorik es adam. The one who makes the zrika, that's Maimed, the Mishman, the Kohen, who's got that Mishman is his. and he makes the zika of the mizbeach from the kom toid itself. So those chalas belong to him. Lo yeh v'ashan nechel abaylim. They came nema ene maybe lach mitoide michite ma'aser sheni. If it's actually chite ma'aser sheni, why not? That goes to that likichosib. Even though it's not poikeya, the kedusha levi minachit natruma lekoyin v'ashal abaylim. Nene goes to the baylim. Why can't you use the one from the baylim?
Who's gonna get eaten up? So
Yeah, it's not something which not going to be nechel. It's going to be nechel. So what's nish? I has two kedushas. Has the kedushas weekends chal zayin kedusha ma'aser sheni. The chal zayin on the kedusha of lechem. The Gemara holds that we bout it's nechel. Both of them are nechel. It's admonished. It's admonished. The tiny from the kid said. In other words, let's see Manal Fulda.
only Ziri owns
No,
like
what was? Yeah,
only Ziri owns like that.
yeah, but right now the Gemara is going with ziri. Lo yevi mechite ma'aser sheni masnisin. It's not Mishnah. It's not Mishnah.
He's asking.
Yeah. Lo yevi mechite because ain't kedusha chal kedusha. That's the problem. Lo yevi mechite ma'aser sheni masnisin he ba'atoyde. That's the pay out Mishnah. Heichid do oma lach meitoyde min ha'ma'aser. If he says lach meitoyde should be for ma'aser. Zok the Mishnah yevi min ha'ma'aser moyis ma'aser sheni lo mechite ma'aser sheni. You can only bring it from something which was good choice from the mois ma'aser sheni, not from the ma'aser sheni itself. Umafarish Rabbi Yossi ma'ashna mois mechit, and what's an afgemina? But that shaytach is the time. Look at Rabbi Yossi. Elevadai hainu tamer lo yochel lehevi min achit and lach metoide. El shekei achitin b'mois ma'aser sheni. You know why only dafka from the mois? Mishum the oz noichel loimer mitchilas likikosei poker kedushas ma'aser sheni. Kedusha goes away. Adoi shaytach and zire. Masher shalom came b'chit ma'aser sheni atzim. Matam kedepozik mitzama. So what's the reason you can't do it? See, it doesn't say the time ain't kedusha chala kedusha. As look on the pshat, was the guy who gets in the Gemara is going to say the next couple of lines. Sheyichol alechem lo b'lidei psul, v'yin nisorim b'achila. About this lachmei toide could become to psul. There's different psul. It's yotzei, this, that, tomei, whatever the psul are going to be. Lo b'lidei psul, v'yin nisorim b'achila, and it's going to become also b'achila because of a psul. So it comes out the Ma'aser Sheni is not nechel, and Ma'aser Sheni without the dinam azay b'truma is not nechel. It's not nechel. That's why the Chum didn't allow it. That's why the Mishnah says I'm a kenish. That's why you can't use the chita Ma'aser Sheni. Abu moyes, if you can use the moyes Ma'aser Sheni to buy lach metoidim, yesh loim at the pokem hem azay the kozir. Pokem kedusha says Ma'aser Sheni. V'nit v'suliyah is the chuda. B'tchilas kinyosam, it's right away it has the kedusha of lach metoide. So maybe I'm not concerned about the psul of mimay dachilosam from the ma'aser sheni. Feit the gemara v'yevi minachitin. I feel the truth the rebzira. Nami kosher sheyochel lehevi minachitin. Take regular chitin. V'akoyin, but lach metoide is a certain part that goes to the koyin. V'akoyin yikam min alechem through moshe. Well, then in the chelik the sort of chalas. From the 40 chalas, 10 go to the kohen. Yikam and alechem to the mosei. Vasha yoichlu habaylim. The rest go to the baylim. Kidin lach meitoide. Hakol nechel. Everything is nechel. The mashim aviyach emurim hu da'aba abrocha. She'necholom klal. Elo krevis the mizbeach. But over here, abamash nechel l'kahanim einzu abrocha. That's not considered a mavriyach. You're not mavriyach. It's nechel to the kahanim. Emurim zok why is that called habrocha? So it's nikram and the gab mizbech. Okay, the mizbech. But over here, what the kohen eats, part goes to the kohen, part goes to the bottom. It's all nechel, it's all fine and good. So why do you tell me you can't use lach metoid itself for what's nish? It's not habrocha. Avamash nechel l'kahanim ein ze habrocha. Of course, kedusha is ma'aser sheni. V'chein ha-bechor atzmoi shenechel l'kahanim. Zel b'zach by the bechor. Was noilad ha-bechor. Shenechel l'kahanim ein ze habrocha. That's not called tzir habrocha. It's nechel. Rak legabe emurim shein echolom klal elikreivim. The Gemara is kasha before. Nomen Aleph. What's going to be with the emurim? Emurim is kreiv on them is bad. That's not called nechel. So that's not. That is a chason and using ma'aser sheni, which is not nechel. In kain afil rebzira od v'kush leduchte ma'ishne mois mechitim favos mekan nemen. Over here it goes through. It goes eaten by the kohen, and the rest goes to the bottom. So what's the problem? Why can't you use ma'aser sheni for toide? Lach metoide of ma'aser sheni, part goes to the kohen, part goes to the bailam. Sals nechel, and mele is nishavei amurim. So what's the problem? What's the Mishnah? Why does the Mishnah say you can't do it? And for the Gemara, And for the Gemara, why not? Why can't you use the Ma'aser Sheni? Why can't you use the what? The Torah itself, from Ma'aser Sheni, from Chittim itself, because there's a possibility of psul. What's the psul? If dam by Torah, the Torah can get puzzled. How can Torah get puzzled? The nishbach adam, instead of going in the Kabbalah and putting it in the Mizrak and taking the halacha, Kabbalah, and the halacha, the dam that goes on the floor becomes nifsal. So mainly here also, I'm choishish for psul. Look the Menafulda, nishbach adam shall Torah koidim zrika. If there was a mistake, it fell on the ground before the zrika, nifsa halechem, the lechem didn't come down posa. That's why the Mishnah says you can't use chittim itself, which is Ma'aser Sheni itself, not the money for Ma'aser Sheni, but the chittim you can't use, which are Ma'aser Sheni, because maybe it's going to go up to a psul. The Lachem Torah can design for shidim psulim, and maybe that's going to come out of rochem and achila. So that's why look the Mishnah Matos Nishtim. Omalei, look at the Moshe. Omalei, Haga Atzmecho, Shinishbech Adam, Shalazeva, the Nifsa Lachem, Bitmia. Sharei halechem agav hazebach. What is the lechem coming from? Because of the zebach. Einu yochel fikach. Einu yochel hevi halechem. Mechiti ma'aser sheni asmo. Why not? Shem yir ezip psul b'hazebach. Not pshat in the lechem is going to come up psul. The way the Menafulda is learning is a lechem. There's a psul in the lechem. So the Torah goes v'nifsa lechem. He's learning maybe it's going to be a psul in the zebach. The nifsel halechem, because of the zebach psul, the lechem is going to be possible. The yoytzel the beis haseifer. The nimsim ma'avadu ma'aser sheni. Mituch shma'avad zayin the ma'aser sheni. You might mechilosa. It comes out you ma'avad it. I knew tam el yevi elvi mois ma'aser sheni. But what they thought in the Mishnah Menachos daf pei aleph that you can only use mois ma'aser sheni to buy a toida, not the ma'aser sheni itself. The mois ain't kapeda k'moi ma'aser sheni asmoi. The mois is not kapeda. Because the mois is al mo, you're going to buy something else with that is psul chayda, and maybe that's why we say was.
It makes sense because the much shame conditions off, so it's not a problem. Who cares?
Parachab chanina.
So what? Big deal.
Parachab chanina. Anyway. Parachab chanina. Let's see the going. Ho bechalos loy mitzinu klal avrochas achila shloy hoyu shom akrov lemizbeach mehachalos. The chalos, everything is nechel. This goes to the kohen. 10 chalos go to the kohen. The rest go to the bailer. So maybe v'sas the moed do that you're going to be miavriya dachilosoi. Why doesn't the Mishnah allow it? Everything's going. This goes to the kohen. This goes to the bailer. Everything is nechel. I'll find a boil. Umishani. Everything gemara lepamim nifsel halechem kishenishbach adam. How's the lechem become possible? If the dam of the Torah is nishbach on the ground. Vetzach is possible to lechem, and now you can't eat it. If you can't eat it, so mele is called a mabriach achilosa. You might achila. Lochein kishekoine poker kedushas ma'aser sheni. It's a get back to ma'aser sheni. If you buy with it lechem, after yivselu v'leyochlam, so mele that's also the kedusha that's zira. That's why zira. That's a good. I'm Rabbi Yochanan. Okay, we say more about it. Okay, that's interesting.